Morning, friends. Sarah here. Just wanted to get in touch with you real quick. Had an awesome night last night with some intentional fellowship, which I love the words intentional and fellowship because I feel like rarely is anything that we do anymore intentional. Unless it's for harming others, and that's unfortunate, right? So to be intentional with others in fellowship is something that I think is important for all of us. And I've said it 1,000 times. Community is so, so important. When Dave and I moved down here, we had hopes, high hopes for tribal community. And I mentioned that in my 200th video live with all of y'all. And so we kind of just established the point that, deep friendship can be cultivated and quality relationship can be felt. I've felt that personally with girlfriends. I have very close girlfriends, and what we were hoping to find down here, along with our adventure, is good family friends as well. We had a few in Michigan, but with Dave's travel, it just became difficult. So not really what we were looking for committed wise, and that wasn't anyone's fault but our own. So when we moved down here, our hope for tribal community was going to look like life on life, doing life with families. So our kids could grow up with other kids and just know them for their lives, right? That we would hang with families who had similar values, and would be able to instill into our children, and we would be able to instill into their children, that kind of thing. Look up Sticky Faith. It's really, really good. And even if you don't have faith, it's fine. I think it's still applicable to you because you have a value system. And if you have people in your life who have a similar value system, community is just really key. And going back to what makes a friendship deep and long-lasting is if there's two things. Both parties are committed and vulnerable. Learned that from Josh Howerton from the Bridge Church, and he says that you need to commit, right? And I've said this too, friendship isn't something that we should take for granted. It's something we should invest in. It's something that we should really try at, give our best at, because we're the sum of our relationships, right? Whoever we're hanging out with likely will have a big influence on our life. Not even likely, it's certain. So it doesn't just go so far as commitment, though. If you're not vulnerable with them, you're not real with them, you're not allowing them to get to know you for you, you're not allowing them to love you for you. And he used the example, there's people who make you want to vomit, right? There's people who just have it all together, or at least appear to have it all together. They've got just everything going for them, and that makes it very difficult to like them even, because you can't relate to that. I mean, anyone who's honest with themselves or honest with someone who's potentially going to be that friend would admit that they don't have it together. And that's actually what makes people really like someone, okay? That's where connection really happens, is the vulnerability. So making a commitment to someone is certainly important. I mean, it's number one. But you need to be vulnerable with that person you're committing to, the person you're investing with, the family you're investing with. You need to be vulnerable. You need to be real. It's a gift for both of you. It's a gift for you especially. Like, you're going to be loved for you without judgment, unconditional. I think I keep coming back to that unconditional concept of we need people in our lives who will love us no matter what, who will respect us no matter what, but who will ask us the tough questions, because I'll tell you the truth. We need to hear the tough questions. We need to be held accountable, and people who love us will be those people who do that for us. And so I want that for you. I want community for you in a big way. But what you're willing to put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And I feel like if there are people who maybe aren't as willing as you, then you can keep going. You can keep looking for people. This isn't something that, has a expiration date. You can invest in people all the days of your life, okay? Obviously, you're going to go deep with a few, but don't force it. It's not something that can be forced, okay? I mean, I'm very trusting right off the bat, right? I'm just very trusting right off the bat. I don't know if that's a flaw, but I will certainly commit and certainly be vulnerable with anyone, but that doesn't mean they'll be that back to me. And so that's what I mean. Like, you might be someone willing for that right away, but there are people who take their time, and that's okay. If you see goodness, if you see something that you want in your life there, then you just keep at it, you know? You just keep at it and just walk with them, you know? If you have to crawl with them first, then walk with them, and then they see that they can run with you, then they'll run with you when they're ready. So anyway, I guess what I wanted to share with you is you can impress other people with your strengths, right? This is what he says. You can impress them with your strengths, but you can connect with them with your weaknesses. And that's a really good word, because I think that too many of us shy away from our weaknesses. We think that we're not going to last, we're not going to hang. No, they're not going to be interested in being my friend if they know these things about me. Well, that's where you're going to find connection, actually. That's that vulnerability I was talking about. So, you know, be committed to people in your life, and be vulnerable. And that's why I'm vulnerable with you every single day. So it's time to be real, people, time to be you, because there's just one you. Subscribe, follow, share with a friend. I'd love to connect with you. Take care.